Does it mean a thing to say to the two of you, we don't have you here because you're considered opposites or anything, but can you talk about his films and can he talk about yours? And,
can we ever?
Really?
Oh, God.
Yes,
Brian,
because we know each other so
each
well
other.
that we tend to be each other's toughest critics, probably.
You seriously do, and you
Oh,
can say,
absolutely.
boy, did
Cruel,
you blow it on that last one.
Cruel.
Very cruel, very cruel.
Very cruel.
Well, did you invite Martin to look at The Fury before?
No, he didn't.
No, I didn't.
It's all right. My next film, I invited him to see The Last Waltz. He saw it. I invited him to see
Did he finally see it?
No, he saw the rough cut. He saw the rough cut. He
See,
gave me his
Marty and I have
impressions.
been on opposite coasts for
I was
in a
in
lot
New
of
York.
editing stages. I edit in New York and he edits in California, so
He's out there
I
more,
happen
right?
to be out there a lot. But Marty hasn't been in New York a lot in the last couple of years. Would you say that?
A year and a half, 2 years, yeah. That's
So
long.
I've missed. He's missed some of my cuts. He saw
That's what I'm saying.
Obsession.
I saw Obsession was the last rough cut I
Yeah,
saw.
the last
Where you can
Obsession.
then, if you see a rough cut, then you can talk and you could discuss things and you could suggest changes and you could be as rough as possible with some sort of result, you
Yes,
know? So if
yes.
you see a final film, what good is it? You know, it's nice
He's
to
very
say-
good about that because
what
he
can you
lets a
do?
lot of people see his rough
Not
cuts.
anymore.
and- Not anymore.
no, it's true though.
Can you think of examples of things you have changed because one of the other of you said I
Sure,
would
The Last
change
Waltz.
that?
The Last Waltz, Brian saw it. I only screened the film 3 times because I really liked it. I didn't want many people to take a look at it. And I had some interviews in it. And he said, listen, either you're going to put more interviews in because the guys are interesting or drop them all.
Take 'em out.
So I went out and I had shot another 2 days of interviews.
Rather than drop them all.
No, because I know they were working. Because, you know.
But do you and Spielberg and Lucas and
Steve
all of
Gosling,
you,
yeah,
the
George-
young mafia
George definitely.
films,
George definitely.
We
have a
all
kind
saw
of
Star Wars.
cross-fertilization or
Yeah,
whatever?
George's wife, Marsha Lucas, edited Allison's Live Anymore, Taxi Driver in New York, New York.
Yeah.
So it's just...
It's murderous. I mean, you know, you
It's,
got to be tough because you know we know each other so well. So we say exactly what we think.
And can you honestly say you don't want a friend to fail, even though supposedly we all do?
Don't want a friend to fail. God, no. I would say I would not like that group of directors to fail because I think they're so
'Cause it's-
good.
it's also
I mean,
makes
there are a
it
lot of
bad
other
for us,
people
too.
that can fail, but not that group. They're really good directors, and they should hopefully be successful.
You do know that phenomenon. I mean, there's some
Yes.
French wit who said it's not enough in life to succeed, one's friends must fail. And there's something
What a
to
wit.
that, perhaps, in the
great
show
word.
business
Great.
industry
Terrible.
especially. Gee, I'm sorry I shocked you with that.
Let's not have him over.
But how can you, can you talk about differences in the way you work? Is there something that would never
Yeah,
happen in a De Palma film, for example?
Absolutely.
I've never seen you.
Really? I want to hear
I've never
that.
seen you work. You come on, he's been on my set. He's been sitting there. Sometimes we're directing scenes and he'd be watching it. But I never came to around your sets.
No.
No.
You said absolutely. What is different about the way you make a film, Brian?
Well, see, I think Marty gets these incredible performances from actors, mainly because he spends a lot of time in developing kind of very deep character relationships. My movies tend to be so much function on a kind of stylization and a kind of cinematic storytelling. They don't depend on the character scenes as much as Marty's movies do. And I wish my movies are more like Marty, and maybe in some cases Marty wishes his movies were more like mine. We have very different attitudes when we attack material.
Actors are more important to him than to you in some way.
Well, I need actors even though a lot more than Marty in some cases because I have so little character scenes that when I get in, I got to get the best performance imaginable because they're only on the screen that much.
Yeah, someone pointed out, again it may have been Pauline Kael, that in The Fury, John Cassavetes, who's such a wonderful actor, he said it's too bad there wasn't a scriptwriter around to give him more to do because he's able to convey so much more than there was in the dialogue. It's almost a waste in a way of a really good actor.
I mean, he really puts his actors through everything. I mean, when he does variations on a theme, they're unbelievable. You can't imagine where the scene is going to go next, and he does them all.
The thing we need to talk about here is the question of improvisation. I gather that scene had a structure, but was...
It had a structure, but it's a very interesting scene to show because we shot for one day. We shot The Master. The Master is from beginning to end the entire scene. And I was shooting in that style because the film took place in the 40s, and I wanted to shoot in the style of the 40s. And I regimented myself into a style, shooting masters first, medium shots, never too close. Only real close-ups for the love scenes. That's it. You know what I mean? Nothing too close.
That's a Scorsese rule, is it?
No. That's the 40s film, the 40s.
Well,
45, you know.
But throughout the film, you adhered to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always put Bobby and Liza in the same frame, whether they liked it or not, as characters. In other words, they couldn't get away from each other. you know. And in that scene, from doing the master all day, in the structure of the scene in the script, we discovered that we felt we could get a little, we could play around, get a little crazier. Like I added the broken window, then he added that stuff, a lot of the stuff, close it up, honey, and that sort of thing. And it is calm and banging, which I like. And then finally, as the rest of the scene progresses, he puts his head under a wheel of a car, the taxi, to kill himself when she says she is going to marry him. And then the scene turns very, at the end of the day of shooting the master, we decided that it should become very serious. And he should really ask her, and he should become vulnerable and say, listen, I love you. Yeah. And she starts to cry. Then takes her inside. And that's how, that was an improvisation based on, but we couldn't improvise without that structure, that original
You didn't
structure.
know that, for example, Robert De Niro was going to break the glass. You didn't know that he was
No, you see, I didn't, but no, the breaking the glass, all day long he's shooting a scene, a man gets up and knocks on the window, and he kept on knocking him so hard, I said, he's going to break that glass. I said, why doesn't he? Might as well. So I asked him, how long would it take to get some fake glass? Oh, no, it's impossible. Oh, you can't get any fake glass, forget it. How many could you get? Maybe 5. Well, get him over, 5 glass, you know. And I told Bob, he said, yeah, that'd be funny, that'd be good. And by an hour later, they had 12 pieces of glass for 12 more takes. And the whole next day, we shot the close-ups, or the arm close-ups, as you can see there, medium shots. And then we improvised even more.
Yeah.
You know.
Improvisation in the right hands is a wonderful thing, but I can't stand it when I know the actors are making up the lines on the screen, because my philosophy is if they didn't know what movie they were going to make, why didn't they wait till they did? Yeah, I mean, because some people don't do it well.
Sometimes midway through.
It shouldn't reveal itself, should it? We shouldn't.
No, I don't think it should.
We aren't watching live television or a game or so. You know what I mean? Do you have level beyond which you won't accept it if it looks improvised?
Yeah, but there's something sometimes.
Because the best actors make it look improvised too, don't they?
Oh yeah.
But it also has something to do with comedy. It really works with comedy when you feel that spontaneity. The more you cut up comedy, the more controlled it becomes. It doesn't. That's why again, master shots. I was using wide shots all the time as much as possible.
What was that supposed to tell us about that character? The fact that he took her to a porno film when he was trying to impress a classy lady?
Oh, it's just that he's really out of touch with, in a sense, communicating with people. And for him, it was pretty classy. He would go to the place on 8th Avenue there. There's a few places on 8th Avenue, show and tell, places like that. You know, you go in you go in, you see reruns of our old movies, and then they show some porno stuff. Show some porno stuff. You sit there, and that's about it. And really, we shot in those places. It's amazing. And in fact, Paul Schrader, who wrote Taxi Driver, has made a complete feature called Hardcore, based on all that, and he directed it. He shot and directed, and just recently with George C. Scott. And what's interesting about this is that he's really just trying to reach out, but he doesn't know how to do it. He even buys a new jacket, and that's a whole thing. But it's.
Does it make any sense to ask questions about personal statements that movies make? That's always a favorite in the film magazines. What is the personal statement about violence that Taxi Driver was making?
What is the content of a still life?
Content of a still. Who said that? What is the content of a still life? That's very good.
Yes.
That's right.
But you can reject that entirely unless you have, in fact, why don't you reject it quickly?
Will you leave me alone? No, I'll just give a little answer.
It's a good thing you don't hang around each other while you're making a film.
No, he does.
Does he heckle you?
Yes, he bothers you. He sits there and says, "You're really not going to put that in, are you? After you get a great take, you're not going to really use that, are you?"
Oh, great.
Oh, deadly. Anyway.
Tell me about De Niro, though. You use him the way John Ford used John Wayne.
He introduced me to Bobby.
Is that right?
He introduced me to De Niro.
He was in 3 of my pictures before.
I had known Bobby years ago. We were about 15 or 16, just for a week or so.
He was in Greetings and High Mom.
In a picture before that,
He used him first.
What does he offer a director?
Well, the versatility and imagination and tons of choices, which is what you want. You don't want to go there in the morning and say, okay, we're doing this line, and we're doing this scene, and let's go from here, and we'll get the master, and we get the close-up, and because it gets very boring. Then you don't want to get up anymore and go, to get anything to get up that early in the morning for.
What did you mean by tons of choices? You mean he can do the scene 8 times in 8 different
say, look,
ways?
This means something over here. I mean, I could do this if you want, or I had an idea. I had another idea. Let me just try it. I won't even tell you what it is. I said, great. When he says that, then I shoot. Because something explosive happens.
That's the sort of thing that used to infuriate some directors, though. In the old days, I guess they wanted the director.
I'd rather have
not a good
fun.
one, I wouldn't think.
I'd rather be surprised sometimes and.
He's always surprising. He never takes predictable choices. He's always coming up with some kind of strange, off-the-wall approach to characterization.
In New York, when he tries to stop a train. He did it as a joke. I said, "Great, leave it in."
Tries to stop a train. Was improvised?
Yeah, it was a fake. He's trying to get on the train. He grabs, and the train is a piece of cardboard actually, because that's part of the idea. Boris Levin, who was the production designer of Giant and The Sound of Music and West Side Story, and he did this fake train. It was going by, and And during one of the rehearsals, it was all one take, and Bobby just latched onto it, tried to stop it. You know, and then dragged himself along right out of the frame like this. Yeah. And we were all laughing, and it's terrific, and we're ready to shoot. And I said, do it. Use it. I said, it's very funny.
Well, which of you first laid eyes on him? Now, when he first came in to read for you, I gathered it was from an open call or something.
And he was show business.
As they say, an actor off the street.
Yes.
Was he impressive then when he first
Well, he comes in, you know, Bobby's very quiet, you know, you don't exactly know what's going to happen. And he walked in, he was about 19 at the time, and I was doing a picture called The Wedding Party. And he was supposed to play this jock, friend of the groom. So he sort of did an improvisation. We saw that he was quite good, and he sort of came over to me afterwards and he said, I've been working on a scene in my scene study class. Could I do it for you? And we had already decided he was terrific. We were going to use him. So I said, you know, why not? He said, well, it'll take me a few minutes. So he goes out the door, and, you know, I'm sitting around waiting. You know, 5, 10 minutes go by. I mean, we thought he had left.
Which would have been
another
original
he comes back in. He's doing a scene from Strike or something. You know, he's the head of the union.
Waiting for lifting.
You know, and he comes in like Lee J. Cobb. You know, he's ranting and raving.
Waiting for lifting. Right?
Yeah, right. And we were, you know, we're shocked because this
he's
sort of timid kid that went out came back like Lee J. Cobb, but you know, with all his.
He certainly had. The first moment I saw him in Mean Streets, and the minute he came on the screen, which was the first time I had seen him, and I saw it out of order.